Hey, thank you for coming to check out my free online SMP lessons. Before you jump into this lesson, go down into the description. I've got a Facebook group, SMP Growth Community. It's all about positive growth. It's where I'll be giving out tips and tricks and even do live lessons where you can come and join and ask questions. So before you jump into this lesson, get down in the description, join the group, and thanks again for checking out these lessons that I've put up for you. So when I'm working on these fake skins, Vaseline petroleum jelly is going to be our best friend. It cleans it off and keeps it nice and clean for us. Reduces all the smudging. You've probably seen ads go and created loads of smudges and had a dirty skin afterwards. It's really hard to see where you're working. So once we do a few impressions, a bit of Vaseline on, cleans that up. But what we're focusing on is the right depth. And what we want to listen for is noise. So when we work in the skin, if we go too deep, it makes a horrible sound and not nice noise. You'll know you've gone too deep. You'll see you've gone too deep because the impression you've made will have sort of a dark shadow around the initial impression. That's a blowout. That's what we don't want. What we won't be able to tell in actual skin is if we're going too light. So what we need to do is lay on these skins the right pressure. These skins I use, I think they're about 1.5 millimeters thick. I'm going to include a link for you to get these. I get these off Amazon. They're perfect for practicing your SMP on. If you get it right on these skins, you'll get it right on a head every time. Okay, so let's get into it. What I like to start with my students is, let's get it wrong. If you know what wrong feels like, then you can't do it consistently on the head. The biggest mistakes come on a head is where people don't know what a blowout is, they don't know what wrong feels like, and they'll go along, they'll be tattooing the head, doing consistent blowouts, they won't know until the end, and it's when we get a lot of blowouts in one area that makes the treatment look not so nice. The client's going to notice you're going to have dark patches, lighter patches. It's not going to be consistent, and the key to consistent SMP is pressure. And consistency is what we want for great SMP. So here we go. Pick up a little bit of our ink. And remember, we want to get this wrong. What we want to do is go all the way through this fake skin onto this metal surface. It's going to create a not nice sound. And we want to recognise that feeling. What does it feel like when we do that? Okay? So let's go for it. We're going nice and controlled. We don't want to be stabbing at these skins. We want to be nice and controlled. We're placing our palm onto the skin, imagining it's the head. And what we want to do is we want to roll our hand into the skin. Whether that's a fake skin or that's on our client. We want to plant our hand, nice and stable, and we're going to roll. We're not going to stab. We're not going to use our fingers to stab. We're not going to hover and stab. Slow and controlled, slow and steady wins this race. Okay, let's get it wrong. Listen for the noise. Here's a few of our wrong ones, and we'll do them over here out the way. You push through, you're going to feel the surface underneath. It's making this horrible sound as well, okay? You'll also see that the impressions look really dark when you're doing them, and you'll see them through the other side, okay? But notice as well how hard we have to push through to get too deep. Okay, what a problem a lot of people have is working too light in the skin. Okay, so these are our wrong ones. So if we give that a flip over, you'll see that they've come through the other side. Okay, this is what we don't want. This will be a blowout on the scalp. I'm just going to give that a clean so we can see it properly. Clean that side as well because the ink's gone through. Okay, so you'll see they're really dark. Okay, that's not what we want. They will be blowouts on real skin, and again, underneath we can see that they've come through. Almost looks like clean impressions on the other side. Okay, that's wrong. That's what we don't want. What we're going to do, is use that to our advantage. Now we know what wrong feels like, okay? So now we can start to adjust backwards to get the right pressure and depth, okay? So again, wrong one, wrong one. Now I just want to ease my pressure slightly. Perfect. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Again, palms planted, we're rolling into this, we're not attacking it with our fingers, we're not slamming down it, we're not playing darts, we're rolling our hand over, nice and controlled to create these impressions, okay? So, roll our palm in. This wants to be going in about 2 millimeters. Do a few more of these correct ones. If you start thinking to yourself, am I working a little bit light? You can always do a wrong one. Do a wrong one, get that, you know that's wrong, work back from that pressure. Okay, but we'll do some light ones as well in a second. Let's get these clean, have a look at them. Okay, so what you'll notice is if we flip this over, we haven't got any going through the other side, and that's what we want. You can see these 1, 2, 3, the ones that I've done on purposely wrong, but then the others we can't see through the skin, okay? They're correct, we don't want to be seeing any of this. This is blowouts, blowouts, blowouts. We want nice even pressure, okay? The way to find that is do them wrong, and then slightly back from that pressure is correct. Again, also another thing that we don't want is too light, okay? Being too light, you're not going to get that retention. When your client heals, there's going to be nothing left, okay? So if we do a few too light, we'll do them over here. Okay, so if we were to just touch the skin, makes the noise, but it's not as loud, it's not as deep, the noise. This would stain the top of the skin, you will get an impression, but it won't stay. Okay, you can get this by working too fast. If you're working really fast like that, probably wouldn't get into the skin. Let's give that a clean. Okay, look, and we can see it's not consistent. We know that hasn't gone into the skin at all. Alright, so again, to find our right pressure, we want to do some wrong. Makes that horrible noise. And then we ease back slightly. Feel a nice vibration, we get the nice noise. What I would expect you to do is practice this, getting that nice even consistency, fill up a whole fake skin until you get nice perfect consistency. You can roll it back and not see any wrong ones through the back. Okay, they were our blowouts that we've done to start off with, and then you may see your impressions slightly through the back from your correct ones, but you don't want to be seeing an almost perfect impression through it. You might see slight shadowing, that's fine, okay? But we don't want to see the impression all the way through the skin. Practice that, fill up your whole fake skin with lovely, nice, precise impressions.